And again, we expect Rainey to kick this Thursday. But again, as he kind of worked through his tightness yesterday, we just wanted to make sure. But he's going to be in good shape. We're claiming him. It's not a big deal. Rainey's our kicker. But I just wanted you guys to hear it first before it became a bigger story than it needs to be before I talk to the opposing team's media. Everybody good on that? That's all I got.
Thanks, Zach.
Thank you.
Quick.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right. We've got to pause for the live stream to set up, so give us a couple seconds here. All right, everyone. Remember, 10 minutes with Joe here, so go ahead with your questions.
Joe, did you watch Bengals and Browns games when you were younger, and have your teammates or even Mike Brown talk to you about the Battle of Ohio? And if so, what have they told you?
I did watch it. I didn't excessively watch the NFL when I was growing up. But I do know the history behind it and how Mr. Brown's father started the Browns and then started the Bengals as well. So I know the history behind it. Excited to play in the game. Excited from the first one.
Joe, everybody's got great players in the National Football League, obviously. Cleveland's got Myles Garrett, another guy that can rush the passer, Sheldon Richardson. I mean, when you looked at the tape for the first time of that game against the Baltimore Ravens, Cleveland, what jumped out at you about their defense?
They have guys. They have really good players. I mean, everybody in the league does. Obviously, Myles Garrett saying the same thing as last week, one of the best pass rushers in the league. So I'm going to have to be on my game, getting the ball out of my hands quickly again.
Joe, you obviously had a normal run up to the Chargers game. It was a normal week. This is obviously condensed very quickly in your career. How has it been different? How much tougher has it been trying to prepare for such a quick turnaround?
It's really just a quick transition as far as all the information that I'm trying to gather. We don't know a lot about their defense yet. And I'm trying to figure out when I can get my throws in because we're doing walkthroughs right now. So I'm going to have to find a time today before we leave tomorrow to get all the throws that I need in just on my own. So that's really the number one thing.
Any soreness?
Nope. Good to go.
Good.
The one thing from Sunday that kind of stood out was, you've been known as a very accurate deep ball guy. And I saw some stat that you were 0 for 5 going deep. Is that just the product of being, just first time out of the gate?
Yeah, I don't know. I just got to hit them. That's all there is to it.
When you assess how your first game went and what you anticipate going into this one's 100 hours later or whatever, what things do you think would be the easiest or correctable, or the things that you can make the quickest improvement on? What in your mind is the easiest track?
Well, I mean, the thing about the NFL is there's 2 or 3 plays that dictate the outcome of the game. All the games are so close. So if I make 2 extra plays on Sunday, we win. So I'm just focused on being ready for when those opportunities present themselves and being ready to hit those shots and make those decisions.
Joe, it felt like early on you played one way, and then really late in the game you just really started firing. You looked a lot more sort of comfortable or confident in command. Is that the nature of what the play calling was? Did things open up for you? Is it just the first 3 quarters were a little bit, I'm playing my first game? What do you attribute that to? And is that fair to say that last little bit was a little bit of a different Joe than early?
Yeah, I mean, in my eyes, I played terrible through 3.5 quarters, and then I played up to my standards in the last drive and almost won the game. So I just have to, I know I'll be ready for it, and I just have to keep that same mindset that I had in the 2-minute drill to kind of bring that along the rest of the season.
Joe, when you were leaving Ohio State to go to LSU, how strongly did you give Oklahoma a look at potentially being Baker's successor?
Not at all. They didn't reach out. Didn't have a lot of suitors at that point in time.
Joe, how much did you benefit from the up-tempo offense, and do you think that's something that could help you moving forward?
Yeah, I think it just depends on the team that we're playing, whether they give us complex blitz looks that we need to get the protection right, or they're pretty base and then we can go faster. But I think there's a time and place for it in every game.
What was it like playing with AJ Green, Joe, to play in a game with AJ Green?
Oklahoma and what he did in his first couple of years in the NFL. He's been playing really well, and I'm excited to compete against him.
Joe, I know you're a humble guy, and you're a great quarterback that deflects all the credit, accepts all the blame. But watching it, when the offensive line started to pick it up a little bit, so did you. I mean, your level of play. I think it goes hand in hand, doesn't it? When they're playing better, you're going to be playing better?
Yeah, and I think, that happens on defense. That happens on offense when all 11 guys are playing at really high levels, you're going to look really good. The quarterback's job is to create plays when plays aren't there and to fill holes when some guys aren't playing as well. And so that's, what I'm focused on. Not everyone's going to play really, really well every single game. That's just the nature of football. And it's my job to be consistent with my decision-making and my throws and be able to make up for some of that.
Joe, it's not often that an opposing wide receiver calls the quarterback that they're going to be facing this week a legend, but Odell Beckham called you that today in Browns media. Have you guys had a discussion at any point after you knew you had become a Bengal that, hey, I'm going to see you twice a year? Or how has that relationship gone since you've been drafted?
We've stayed in contact. I met him for the first time after the national championship game. We stayed in contact ever since. So I'm excited to play against him. He's a character that, is fun to be around. So I'm really excited to compete.
What's the biggest thing you learned by watching your first NFL game back on film?
Just like I said earlier, the games come down to 2 or 3 plays that you make or you don't. And I didn't make them on Sunday, and we lost. So I'm focused on making those plays on Thursday.
What do you like about the 5-wide look that you guys had quite a bit, and how much would you like to see that moving forward, or is that kind of opponent specific at times too?
Yeah, that's sometimes it'll be in, sometimes it won't. Depends on defensive personnel, injuries that we have. Could also affect injuries on other parts of the team where we have to call a guy up and maybe put another guy down. Just depends on the week. I guess we'll just have to see if it comes out on Thursday or not.
Didn't seem appropriate to bring it up on Sunday, but now that we're a couple of days away from it, you graded yourself a D on the game performance. What do you grade yourself on your spike and your celebration after your touchdown run? My goal for the spikes are to get it out of the screen. That one just kind of dribbled away, so I'm gonna have to work on that one a little bit. What about the little shimmy at the end? What was that exactly?
I don't know about a shimmy. I don't know what you're talking about.
Joe, do you get a little extra hyped up to play, prime time? Robert, you obviously did a lot in college, but you get prime time Thursday night, 2 first or number 1 picks going against each other at quarterback. Does that add more to it, just being prime time in a big matchup like that?
No. I think the best quarterbacks treat every game the same. And so whether we're playing the only game on a Thursday night or we're playing at 1 o'clock on a Sunday in the rain, doesn't matter. That's my mindset.
Hey, guys, let's do 2 more for Joe.
Baker's got the record for the most touchdowns by a rookie. Is that something that you'd like to eclipse at some point this year?
I'm focused on winning games, so the more touchdowns I throw, I think the more games we're going to win. I'm not really focused on breaking any records, but I need to hit some touchdown passes if we're going to win games for sure.
Joe, you said you love the grind. What about the grind of this short week? You know, I mean, you got 100 hours, you play 2 games. I mean, the grind's crazy, isn't it? Is it a different experience for you, this grind?
I'm fired up about it. That's, you know, I said after Sunday, I'm glad we're playing in 4 days so we can get this taste out of our mouth and move on to the next week. I'm excited to play. I know our guys are excited to get out there and compete.
All right, Joe, we'll let you go.
Yep,
Appreciate your time. Thank you.